Have you ever felt like there's a message in the Bible that's hidden in plain sight, visible to everyone, but truly understood by only a few? It's not concealed, but it challenges the invisible system that holds most people's lives together. Today, I'll reveal a verse that is more than just words. It's a prosperity code, a consciousness activator, a divine frequency that can break cycles of lack, heal old wounds, and guide you toward authentic manifestation. Maybe you've read it before, but never felt it with an awakened heart. Before I reveal it, I want you to feel it. Ask yourself, why do some people seem to live in constant miracles, while others, even those with faith, remain stuck? Why do God's promises work for some, while others spend their whole lives trying to earn what has already been given? Napoleon Hill once said, "Faith is the only known antidote for failure." But he wasn't speaking of passive faith that waits. He meant an active faith, one that moves, vibrates, and decides. That's the power of this verse. It's a spiritual password God left hidden among psalms and parables. It doesn't demand suffering, only awareness. It doesn't ask for worthiness, only presence. It doesn't require effort, only acceptance. The Bible is more than a book. It's a living energy field. Every verse is an antenna tuning your mind to the divine. But some aren't just words, they are portals. And one of those portals is in Romans 4, verse 17. As it is written, I have made you a father of many nations. He is our Father in the sight of God, in whom he believed, the God who gives life to the dead and calls into being things that were not. Pause. Read it again. Calls into being things that were not. That's not poetry. That's literal. That's how God creates. And it's also the secret to moving out of fear, out of lack, out of doubt. It's a divine invitation for you to do the same, to call the invisible into your visible reality. Neville Goddard said imagining something as if it already exists gives it form in the unseen. And what is form in the unseen will manifest in the physical. Bruce Lipton confirms it. The brain doesn't know the difference between imagined and real. If you live an image with emotion, your body reacts as if it were already true. Just knowing this verse isn't enough. You must live it. Like Elaine, a single mother drowning in debt. She heard Romans 4, verse 17 in a church service, and something clicked. She didn't just understand it, she embodied it. At home, she created a folder of paid bills, marking each debt paid in the name of Jesus. She thanked God for her prosperity as if it were already hers. 2 months later, she received a remote job with higher pay than any previous job. But the real miracle? She stopped feeling fear. She lived as if she were already abundant. And then this is what happens when you stop waiting and start declaring. Because waiting is declaring absence. It's telling the universe, it's not here yet. But Romans 4, verse 17 teaches the opposite. It teaches you to live as if it already is, to feel as if you already have it, to act as someone who has already received it. Everything you desire already exists. It's just waiting to be called. Close your eyes. Take 3 deep breaths. Visualize what you desire: health, abundance, love. Feel it in your body. Declare it out loud. I receive it because it already is. Because in God, it has always been mine. Then repeat Romans 4, verse 17. God calls into being things that were not. This is a sacred act of consciousness. It's not religion. It's spiritual technology. If for the next 7 days you lived as if everything was already resolved, how would your energy change? Your eyes? Your walk? Heaven responds to certainty, not desperation. What the mind can conceive and believe it can achieve, if you live it as already done. Anderson, a self-employed salesman, never surpassed a certain income. He thought the market was to blame. Until one day, he read Romans 4 verse 17 in an empty church. He visualized happy clients, a full bank account, and felt gratitude as if it were already real. 2 months later, his income tripled. What change was in the market? It was his vibration. You don't manifest what you want. You manifest what you believe is already yours. When you leave chronological time and step into the already is, the world shifts. The right people appear. Healing comes. Not because you begged for it, but because you align with the frequency of the Creator. An architect doesn't need to see the door to say, the door will go here, because he already sees it in his mind. That is the power of this verse. That's how creation works. Joe Dispenza explains it. Intention plus emotion determines what manifests. It's not just saying, I am prosperous. It's feeling it is true. The universe doesn't hear words. It hears vibrations. Carlos, a businessman who lost everything during the pandemic, declared each day, thank you because my clients have returned. Thank you because everything is prospering. Though his bank account was empty, he spoke as someone who already had it. 6 weeks later, a former client offered him a partnership. Today, he earns 5 times more. The miracle? His act of faith. Tonight, before you sleep, ask yourself, what would my life be like if everything I desire were already real? Breathe it. Live it in your mind for 5 minutes. Don't ask for it. Be it. Because a faith that moves mountains is not about asking. It's about declaring from certainty. Declare now, I am one who calls things that are not as though they were, because the Creator lives in me. Write it down. Place it where you'll see it every day. You are heir to divine technology. You are not here to repeat what you see. You are here to call into being what is not, as if it already is. That is the frequency of miracles. That is your spiritual inheritance. If this message resonated with you, share it with someone who needs to remember their power. Subscribe and hit the bell icon. I'll see you in the next video. Because this is not just a video. It's a calling, and you've already answered it. Quieres que también lude formado con pauses, o marcas de respiration para narration en voz. O está bien.